Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Today's guests, including J.P. Barry, Elias Pettersson's agent, among others, brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. Book your next corporate or private event at the Bayside Oceanfront Resort in beautiful Parksville, whether it's a small, intimate event or a large gathering of up to 100 guests. The Bayside is ready to accommodate, offering full setup, including bar service, staffing, as well as business essentials to make your event seamless. Choose from their extensive banquet menu created by their talented chef with focus on fresh seasonal ingredients. Call 250-248-8333 or visit BaysideResortParksville.com. Rick, I know we had J.P. Barry on just before we went on vacation to get an update on Elias Pettersson. Elias has done an interview with Elliot Friedman, has yet to sign a contract extension. 8 weeks have passed, so we thought we'd get J.P. Barry back on the show, agent for Tyler Myers and the aforementioned Elias Pettersson, among other NHL players. J.P., thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm really good.
You know, the sooner you get this deal done with Elias Pettersson, it means you won't have to be on this show that much.
I doubt it.
How's your summer? Is it possible for you to get some time off in the off season?
I didn't get time off until August, just the way things actually went pretty long, and we had a couple ones that stretched out. But eventually I got to go back to my favorite place, which is New Brunswick. So it's really nice there in August, so I got a few weeks there.
I'll check it out one day. Everybody who cares about the Canucks, JP, saw the interview with Elias Pettersson, Elliot Friedman's interview with Elias Pettersson. He says he's in no rush to sign a contract extension with the Canucks. I'm paraphrasing. Does his agent feel the same way?
No, I mean, we have to listen to what our players' wishes are. I mean, it's interesting. Like when a player decides to be patient, I think sometimes people are overreact, whereas teams, 9 out of 10 times the teams say, "Oh, we want to see more. We want to stretch it out." So no one overreacts with that. But no, I mean he's not an unrestricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent. So it's okay to be patient. I think some of the main reasons are just to see how he feels, see how everything looks. It'll probably affect how he's thinking about the term, and the market obviously could be a little different by next spring. So I think, all of that probably plays into what he's thinking and about being patient.
Different in part because of the salary cap going up, JP?
Yeah, I think we're still, obviously if you're in a negotiation right now, you're looking at all the comparables. Like some of those comparables really could change in 4 or 5 months. That is the reality, and players are aware of that. So some will choose to be patient and some will choose to do shorter term deals versus longer term deals. So I think he just wants to get back and get comfortable, and then, timelines can shift. I think we have to just let it play out right now a little bit.
Answer may be obvious, but how much will team performance have to do with his decision?
Well, I mean, like I said again, he's a restricted free agent, so there's time for the there's time for the team to get it together. I don't think it's all about the team having to come out and do this, but I mean, he wants. I mean, if he's going to commit long term, like all players, it's going to affect them. They want to see the team moving forward and making progress, and then I think everyone wants to see that.
JP, how did the Canucks, in June and July, in August, you obviously talked to them. Was there any contract talks, or are they okay with Elias waiting it out here?
Yeah, no, they're being patient. They understand that that's the player's prerogative just as much as their own. Like I said, many times teams just say, "Well, I want to see a few more months, or I want to see another year." When it comes to a free agent versus a unrestricted free agent, so no, I think the team's pretty calm, and they know we're going to get together at the right time.
The cap's going to go up. We all hope that, anyways, JP, in the next few years. He gets 100 points again. I'm going to guess you guys are betting on him to get 100 again, and all of a sudden. He's in a different neighborhood, is he not, if he gets 100 points again, JP?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I mean, obviously if a player can start consistently putting up 100 points in this league, we all know where the market is headed. So that's not an easy thing to do. And, I mean, he's worked hard, and I think he's even more ready. It seems like he's even more ready for this year than last year. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes out of the gate.
JP, the biggest fear is look what's happened to Canadian teams. Matthew Tkachuk, Johnny Gaudreau, Alex DeBrincat, one of your guys, Pierre-Luc Dubois. They all left Canadian cities in the last few years. Big names, big stars. That's the fear in Vancouver that Pettersson will do the same. Can you see why there's some fear-mongering?
I guess so, but I think the last 4 Canadians that I was involved with all stayed with their teams.
Yeah.
So and extended long term. So I really think it comes down to the player, the agent, the team. There's certain markets that are worried about that, but I think Vancouver's been able to keep a lot of its players long term when they had to.
JP, we're watching some videos of Pettersson he puts on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, JP. That's for the new kids. JP, Twitter causes...
He's watching other videos, JP.
JP, I'm not the Instagram guy.
Rick, there's great shopping on there. There's all kinds of
I got enough headaches on Twitter, believe me. JP, it looks like he's in great shape. This guy is dedicated to working out. That is one thing we're seeing in these videos. I mean, talk a little bit about his mentality. 100 points last year, working his ass off. He certainly looks like a player possessed to get better and better.
I noticed that in talking to him last year, he really looked at other players and the things that they do, like nutrition-wise, fitness-wise. So he's really educated himself. So I think he's very serious about being, not bigger, but just stronger and faster. And he sure looks, he looks great. So we know that he's worked hard. So I think he's the best we've seen him, and he's made a big jump in the last 3 years.
Talking with JP Barry. JP, what's your opinion of Austin Matthews' new extension, 4 years, $13.25 per, and how it relates to Elias?
I think it's an interesting deal when it came out to me. I think it's one of those deals that kind of makes sense for both sides. Like, to me, it seems like the term works for the player. It also kind of works for the team because they need to do something in the next 4 years. And, I think the player realized that he had to have a cap number that wasn't, into the next generation of deals, because they are going to, the market is going to move up, but he's back in the market at 31. So I thought it was kind of a good deal for both sides.
Tyler Myers is also one of your clients. How would you describe his future with the Canucks? 1 year left.
Yeah, it's a big deal for Tyler. He's, he has to play for everyone. He has to play hard. He's in his final season. If he wants to continue to get another contract, which I know he does, he wants to show the rest of the NHL that he can help, and it'll figure out where his market value is, but also where he is. So if he has a good year, it's important to him. So I think he's going to do everything he can to have the best year possible, and that'll help the Canucks. They'll either decide to keep him at a different number or move him to another team.
You also represent Jet Wu of the Canucks organization. The word out of Abbotsford is that he took some major strides, major steps last season. Do you expect him to play NHL games in the near future?
Yeah, that's the hope, that this is the year that they look to him on call-ups, and we get to see him in the NHL a little bit this year, and I think he's going to be one of the top players down there. So it's a big year for him. I can't wait to see him play some NHL games.
JP, 2 quick ones, then we'll let you go. First of all, do you know when Pettersson gets to town from Sweden?
No, actually, I was going to talk to him today. I don't know. I do expect a lot of guys to be pulling here this week, so I think it seems like the week a lot of Europeans start getting on the planes and start heading over so they can skate with guys over here. Okay,
and the Myers bonus, because that's the big one, right? It's believed to be on September 15th, right, JP?
I remember it being September 15th, so it's payable before the season, and then he plays on the lower numbers. So he's that affected sort of that market, but he's in his final year, and it'll be interesting to see.
There you go. All right.
Okay, JP, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thanks so much, JP. Above and beyond as always. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.